Garmin Livescope has been a game changer in the fishing industry, both on the ice fishing side and the open water side. And of course, it is an absolutely awesome tool to use out on the water. It helps you break down water faster. It helps you find fish faster. And you know, a lot of times, even on open water, we're not even taking casts at fish unless we can physically see them on the Livescope unit. So that right there is a great advantage of forward-facing sonar. But when it comes to shallow water through the ice, I've noticed that it's difficult to get some of those fish to kind of commit underneath the Livescope transducer, especially when you're in like 6 foot or less. A lot of times what happens is I'll have some fish kind of come in, just start breaking the plane of the transducer waves basically through the water, just so that you can see them in the corner of their screen. They start coming in and all of a sudden they just stop on a dime, spin around, and go the opposite direction. I've also had it happen sturgeon scouting. We're out on Lake Winnebago scouting for sturgeon. A lot of times when you put that transducer down the hole, that sturgeon will be coming right at you, and as soon as you face that transducer towards its nose or its face, I believe that fish can actually feel the pinging from the transducer, turns around and goes a different direction. Now, it could be coincidental, but it does happen. In this video, I'm not gonna necessarily be trying to debunk the fact that fish could possibly be afraid of Livescope, but what I'm gonna do is show you guys how you can utilize your Livescope in shallow water along with a vexilar flasher unit or any mechanical flasher unit for that matter. Now, we know mechanical flashers are gonna come with a much smaller transducer than the Livescope unit, and this transducer is actually only gonna send out a 12-degree pin basically down to the bottom, only allowing me to see, again, a smaller portion of the bottom than Livescope actually would. But is that gonna be the difference between catching fish and not catching fish? Today, we're gonna go ahead, punch a hole, look around a little bit with the Livescope, just kind of get a gauge on where fish are right now, and then we're gonna punch a grid of holes simply to allow us to jump around and hole hop with our vexilar unit. That way we're staying mobile and we're putting fish on the ice. So hopefully you guys can learn a little something on how you can use these units together. What a lot of people don't know, by using these two units together, you can be very, very deadly out on the ice, and that's what I'm gonna show you today. So if you are new here, go down, hit that subscribe button down below. We're gonna go ahead, punch some holes, and see if we can catch some fish. Still quite a bit of ice, but yeah, it's slowly been dissipating, especially here in Wisconsin, which it seems like it is in most of the Midwest. It's sad, but it's going quick. So what we are gonna do here is we're actually gonna put our Livescope unit into a forward-facing mode. Now, there's a couple different modes when it comes to Livescope. Obviously, you have your perspective mode, you have your down view mode, and then you have your forward-facing mode. It is recommended to position the transducer in a proper direction. So now for forward-facing mode, what you want to do is make sure that the top of your transducer is flat. This is going to allow you to kind of look around and get the most information out of your forward-facing mode as possible. And now we can look around freely. So what we got going on here, let's take a look. Look like there's a whole lot down there right now. There's some marks out at like 45 feet there on the bottom. A couple marks over there too. We'll go ahead and zoom this in once just to see if there's anything we're missing. It doesn't look like it. All right, so this hole right here really isn't showing us a whole lot. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna punch out a little ways here, punch another hole. We're gonna move over to that hole and do the same thing. All right, so right about there, 40 feet that direction, you guys can see there's actually a bunch of fish on the screen. So now I really have no reason to move this whole unit with me to go catch those fish. What I can do is leave this here as a central location. What I'm gonna do now is just go that direction. I'm actually just gonna punch a bunch of holes. And then what I'll do is I'll grab my vexilar unit and I'll go hole hop. Let's go ahead, punch some holes, get GoPro strapped on us, put the vexilar down, and see if we can get some of these fish to go. Also, before we get this video going, I do want to announce the giveaway winners from last week's video. We were giving away 3 Norsk lithium bundles, and we're gonna go ahead and pick the winners for that right now. So I'm gonna shoot into my office here. We're gonna pick those winners, and then we're gonna come back to the ice, so stay tuned. All right, you guys can see I am on the YouTube random comment picker. This is just a website. I basically popped the link for the YouTube video into that website, and it loaded all of the comments. Now, it doesn't take duplicates, so that is why it's saying 120 comments. But we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna pick our first winner, Lendan. I'm gonna write this down so I don't forget this. And we are giving these bundles away how I said them on the video. So the first one was the overnight bundle. So Lendan 8517 just won the overnight bundle. Now we're gonna go ahead to the weekend bundle. We're gonna pick a winner. Alex Eben 7554 is the winner of the weekend bundle. Congratulations to Alex. Now we have one more that we're gonna be giving away. You guys can see the comments are going down. So once you win one, you get picked out. The last one that we have is the extended stay bundle, which is going to be that big 32 amp hour battery. We're going to go ahead and pick a winner for that. And that is Alan up north, 2191. Congratulations to you. Looks like he really needed another battery to get some light and charge his son's tablet to keep him occupied. So congratulations to Alan up north. You just won the extended stay bundle. So congratulations to all the winners. Thank you guys again for participating in that. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Now we're gonna get back to the video. We are also gonna set down finicky fooler just for some fun on the old rosy red minnow here. This is one of my iFish Pro rods. So I got the iFish Pro clip on there. Set it really light. We got one on the finicky fooler. It's pulling line. Oh, we lost. Oh no, he's there. He's there. He's just about to go start punching some holes for hole hopping. And the finicky fooler popped off. And it is mega crappie. Oh my goodness. What? Oh my freaking goodness. You've got to be kidding me. This freaking crappie is a mega. Look at its mouth. Oh my goodness, this thing is freaking giant. Basically to here. So what I'll do is I'll measure this and I'll overlay what the length was exactly, because I'll have to measure my camera case when I get home. I was not expecting that. I didn't even get a chance to punch some holes yet for the finicky fooler, or for just the video in general, and I just put this finicky fooler out and it got smoked. What a freaking crappie. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Wow, that was incredible. All right, I'm gonna get this finicky fooler set up again and see if we can catch another one like that, but that was insane. I wasn't even ready to catch that. That was a freaking magnum. Now that I got a bunch of holes punched, we're gonna take a look around here with the Livescope unit. There's still a bunch of fish off where I drilled a bunch of holes. Looks like about 30 feet away, there's a pretty good school of fish that looks like they could potentially be crappies. So probably you go ahead and just jump into some of these holes and see if we can catch some fish. Livescope unit is over there. We'll give each hole probably about a good 5 minutes maybe. And then we're gonna go ahead and switch holes. There we got one. And my rod's all messed up, so I'm gonna hand line them. Nice crappie. Not as big as that one we got before, but it is a good one. I got that on the old Frostbite dinner bell spoon. You guys know this is probably one of my favorite baits for fishing crappies. Nice fish, probably, I mean, if we were eating fish, that's probably a good, I would say 10, 11 incher for sure. Peace out, dude. So right away, I caught a fish. I mean, I was only in this hole for probably, what, a minute and a half. And you guys notice the Livescope unit's over there. All I did was scan around with my Livescope unit. I saw there was fish over here. I already had these holes punched because before I even took a look at my Livescope unit again, I just punched a bunch of holes. No specific rhyme or reason, just holes everywhere. That way, if I do mark something on my Livescope unit, when I go back to that central location over there, if I look around and see that there's fish, maybe even 40 feet to my right, I already have a hole there. Now, there's actually really nothing on my screen anymore. So what I'm gonna do is hop around to some of these other holes because I did see other fish on the screen. So maybe they're just sporadic. Maybe you pull a fish out of that school, you spook that school off to the left or right. Now you have that Livescope unit from a distance that you can look at these fish with. You're not spooking them, they're not feeling that ping, and now you're able to get up on top of them with this vexilar unit and really put the hammer down on them. Definitely marking some other fish. There's probably some bluegills down there. Maybe in a little bit here I'll grab. Ooh, wow, that fish came after it fast. Got him. You guys seen my spring bobber bounce there? Another good crappie. Where that dinner bell spoon is, down its throat. That's why I absolutely love this micro dinner bell spoon from Frostbite. This is a tungsten bait actually, so it gets down in that deeper water fast, and when you're fishing shallow water it gets down there very quickly, and these crappies seem to love it. This is kind of one of my favorite baits to run for crappies. Really love that purple pattern, you know, with the chrome and the purple on there. It gives it a lot of flash, especially in some clear water, and it catches awesome fish like this one. So get that guy back. Peace out, dude. Oh, other way. Later. So that's a fish out of this hole. So far, both holes has produced a fish for us. And again, we did check this out on the Livescope unit before coming over here, and just to know that these schools were here. So I'm probably going to reel up here, maybe go take a look at the Livescope unit just to see where these fish are kind of moving, and then jump to the next hole and probably, hopefully, catch another fish. All right, back to the Livescope unit here. We're just gonna spin this around. You guys can see actually right there, about 50 feet that direction, which we do have some holes punched over there, so we can go that direction for sure. Looks like there's a bunch of fish that way, so we might end up doing that. We're gonna drop down. Here we go. Crop. Got him. Not sure if it was one of those ones that we called in. That's a bigger one. Oh, this one's got some battle scars on him. Look at that. That's a nice fish right there. Again on the dinner bell spoon. Saw him come in from a distance. He probably wasn't right underneath us. So it might have been one of those fish actually that we seen on the Livescope unit. That was about 40 feet away. We're pretty close to probably 20, so we probably had to move them about 20 feet, which could have happened in this clear water, and that fish came and did it. So another awesome fish. A little better on the bigger side there, but we'll get this one put back. There he goes. Awesome. Oop. Tip up just went up. Taking some line. Here we go. Got him. Doesn't feel big. It's not bad. It's another crappie. Looks in a perfect spot right before the gullet. We'll just pop it out with the old cold snap ad, and there we go. Nice looking fish. Thanks, pal. All right, real quick before our finicky fooler goes off again, I want to talk to you guys about powering your electronics on the ice. We're going to go ahead and start off with the Livescope unit because this is the most popular, and this is pretty much the monster that everybody's been trying to power out on the ice or even on their boat. I am using Norsk lithium batteries, and for the Livescope unit, I actually have their new 50 amp hour battery. Now this is a big boy. This is going to run my Livescope unit for anywhere from 30 to 32 hours. It's been really good to me the past couple of, actually the last month here that I've been running this battery. Norsk also does have a 32 amp hour battery that is perfect for the Livescope unit too as well. If you're looking into maybe a smaller battery or you don't want to spend as much, you can definitely go with that battery. They also have a step down from that. That is the 20 amp hour battery that will also run your Livescope unit. But I definitely recommend going up to that 32 or 50 amp hour battery to get the most out of your unit. Now, as you can tell, the vexilar unit is a lot smaller of a unit. It's a lot more compact, and you're gonna need a battery that is gonna fit inside of that. And Norsk has a couple of options. Again, they do have the 20 amp hour battery that would fit inside of your vexilar unit. They also have this 15 amp hour battery, which is the one that I highly recommend. This is just a 12 volt battery. It's very cost effective, and it's gonna fit in your vexilar units, your Humminbird units, your Markhams, whatever it is that you're running. You can fit these batteries in there, and they're gonna power your unit for a very, very, very long time. So if you're interested in picking up some Norsk lithium batteries to power your units out on the ice, go to www.norsklithium.com. Grab yourself some batteries today, and hopefully they help you catch more fish. Got him. What do we got? This might be a crappie. That is a crappie. Well, again, I was marking some fish on the Livescope unit over here, and I just got done punching a few more holes over this way. I had a little tungsten jig on. I actually downsized because I was seeing quite a few bluegill marks down there, and I wanted to see if I could catch any of them, and this crappie came up and annihilated it. So again, I'm just staying on my feet with that Livescope unit. It's definitely helped me put fish on the ice today. This is 7 or 8 fish now, I think. I've got topside, and I've only been out here for about an hour, hour and a half now. So awesome technology, and if you use it the right way, you can definitely help yourself put a lot more fish on the ice. So very, very cool. Just perfect eater size crappies if we were keeping fish. I mean, that's just a palm size fish right there. We'll let that guy go though. Later, buddy. There he goes. Oh, our finicky fooler just went up. We're gonna have to go get that. Yep. Taking some line. I knew this was gonna go up. I was looking at the Livescope unit, and there's a pretty decent sized mark next to it. Figured it was only a matter of time here. Get the old drench some work here from frostbite. Ooh, this feels like a good one. Feels better. Yeah, definitely better. Not even close to that first one yet, but it's definitely a better fish there. Felt better as soon as I set the hook. And that right there is another beautiful northern Wisconsin crappie. Look at the mouths on these things, just magnums. All right, we'll go ahead and get this guy back down the hole. Later, pal. There he goes. I think we are gonna start packing things up here. Still waiting for the finicky fooler to go up again. That thing's been super fun to catch some fish on. I actually haven't used the finicky fooler at all yet this year. I don't know why. It's just a nice thing to have out on a body of water with you, especially if you're gonna be hole hopping or jumping around catching fish. Just put some set lines out. You never know what you're gonna catch. I should have had more than one, but I only have one right now, and it did some work. It caught us 3 fish along with all the fish that we caught jigging. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. I'm gonna go ahead, pack up the Escape 2000, get all this stuff packed away into the sled. I really don't know how many more ice fishing videos we're gonna be able to pump out here before it becomes unsafe to walk out on the ice. The temperatures are creeping up very, very fast. We're looking at possibly even 50s into the later of next week. I don't know if that's gonna hold, but it's definitely not looking great. This El Nino has made a drastic impact on the ice fishing this year, and they're seeing it everywhere, not just in Wisconsin. Basically the entire Midwest has been insane for ice fishing this year. So I really don't know. Every time I come out here, it's a blessing, but I don't know how many more times we're gonna be out before we are back in the boats catching some walleyes. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. Hopefully you learned a little bit about how you can use Garmin Livescope paired with mechanical flasher to put even more fish on the ice. Like I said, those Garmin Livescope units, they can get heavy, and hole hopping with them can be a little bit more inconvenient than just having a flasher. And maybe one of these days we'll do a little science experiment and see if fish are actually affected by the pinging off the Livescope transducer. Maybe that's something that we should save for Aaron Weeb. Well, anyways, I'm gonna quit blabbing, get everything packed up here. Thank you guys again so much for watching this one. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Again, if you are new here, go down and hit that subscribe button down below. And I don't think there's anything left but to say, keep living your dream, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.